Well, good Monday morning, and welcome to the United Way Community Connection Show. I'm your host, Mike Affelberg. We're here each and every Monday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. talking with you about the nonprofits in our community, organizations working tirelessly to make our community stronger, smarter, safer, healthier, and happier. Give you an opportunity to learn about what they're doing and see how you might get involved in helping them to make a difference in our world. So today, speaking of making a difference in our world, we're going to talk about an organization that is literally making a difference in our world. And I don't mean our world as in Nashua or North America or, the Western Hemisphere. I mean an organization that you can get involved with locally that's actually making a difference in Africa, and that's with Water Resources. So I have with me in the studio today Mr. Charles Okori. Charles has been on our show before, but it's been a couple of years, Charles. So how are you?
I'm doing great, Mike.
Where have you been? Where have you been? Why haven't you been on my show recently?
I've been around. The pandemic actually.
Oh, that's everybody's excuse.
Shut everything down.
Yeah. You know what? I've been doing my show every Monday morning during the pandemic, so people can't use that excuse. But we're glad to have you here with us, talking about the Thank You Project. You're the executive director for the Thank You Project. Is that right?
I actually see myself as the
boss.
No.
The benevolent overlord.
No. I see myself as the instrument that is being used to play this music.
Okay.
If we can put it that way.
So
I'm not the music.
The facilitator of all good stuff. How about that?
Whatever you say, Mike.
Sure, that's fine. So the Thank You Project, I got to know you about a little bit a couple of years ago. So why don't we talk with everybody about what is the Thank You Project doing, and what is the Water Walk, and how can people get involved in all of the goodness of what you're bringing to our community?
Okay, thank you so much for...
Absolutely.
I'll say having us here, because Thank You Project is not about me as an individual. It's something that actually permeates every fabric of our being as humans. And basically, I'll just go back to the beginnings. I've been in this country. This is like my 20th year in the United States. And in 2014...
Where are you from, Charles?
I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria,
That's
okay.
Correct, yeah.
All right.
So in 2014, I hadn't been able to sleep for upwards to 2 years. Everybody thought I was having a good time. I had my kids in private schools here, and everything looked great. But on the inside, I was miserable. Mm-hmm. I felt like my life was being wasted because I wasn't doing anything beyond what I was doing for my immediate family. So I felt not just wasted, but that I was losing out on a huge opportunity to extend the blessings that were coming to me, which for the most part I did not work really hard for.
So you felt like you wanted to give back to your world.
I did not have an option.
Okay.
I did not have an option because I had a lot going for me as an individual. And I felt, and just like I feel today, that to him much is given, so much is expected. So the onus was on me to pass it on, to give back. Because every day I had a vivid picture of what transpired in my village and what they needed, how people were dying unnecessarily just because they didn't have water to drink.
So your experience in Nigeria, in the village where you are from, was that you had family and friends and neighbors who were suffering on another part of the world for lack of something so basic that we all take for granted.
That's correct.
I go downstairs in the morning and I make myself a cup of coffee and I wash the dishes.
That's correct.
And I do that, and for me, the most strenuous part of that is the 17 stairs I go up down to turn on the faucet. And you come from a part of the world where that really can't be taken for granted.
It's luxury.
It's a luxury. It's a luxury. I don't think water is a luxury.
It's luxury for them.
I'm
not saying it literally. This is a fact.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it that I read this.
Yeah.
I'm talking from experience. I lived through it.
So what did we do?
So I said, I have friends here, and all I needed to do was to tell them what was keeping me up all night.
Yeah.
And that my village, my folks were dying because they don't have water to drink. And I started with my pastor in my church, First Church here.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to the Mayor Jim Donches. I spoke to a lot of people that I felt I could rely on, confide in, and express everything that was actually making me feel downcast.
Yeah.
And they said, Charles, don't worry about it. We got your back. We're going to help you out. We're going to help your folks.
I'm smiling. You can't tell because I'm wearing a face mask, but I am smiling.
It's serious.
Yeah.
It's dead serious.
Yep.
And it's beyond me.
Yeah.
After I opened my mouth and talked about it, everybody took ownership of this.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Home Depot. They said, done. I spoke to some of my friends, schools, churches, faith communities, everywhere. It's like, I'm more like, that's why I said I'm the instrument that is being used to play this music. I'm more like the front.
So what was the idea? What do we want to do? How do we want to help that situation to get better?
Perfect. So we have a very simple formula. We're trying to reach 1 million people.
Mm-hmm.
And have them donate $1 each.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, nobody has donated $1 to us. I see people donate $500, $50, $25, $1,000. But we said, if we can get 1 million people to donate $1 each to Thank You Project, because it's about our humanity,
Mm-hmm.
we will not only change the destiny of the folks in my village and my wife's village, but their trajectory forever will be transformed.
And I heard you also say your wife's village, and she's from a different, also from also from Nigeria.
Yes, she is. She's like, if the distance is like from Nashua to Boston.
Okay, so 45 miles or so.
Just about that.
Okay, that sounds great. And so, what was the goal? How do we want to change people's lives?
So what I want to do is, because currently they go to dirty rivers, fetch water, dirty water,
Mm-hmm.
that are contaminated with all the diseases, waterborne diseases from malaria, born from mosquitoes, diarrhea, dysentery, everything. And they die.
Cholera,
Cholera, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they die.
Mm-hmm.
Because the medical facility is non-existent.
Okay.
So, part of it also is from the fact that once in a while I call Nigeria and I know those people, my folks' cousins, and I ask, what about this person, Carlo or Nene or Weke? And they say, she died 5 years ago, or he died 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was born 63. The life expectancy in Nigeria actually is, they say 55. Most of them don't even live up to 55 years.
Mm-hmm.
In this country, it's almost 80 years. That 30 years gap for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if we can give them clean water, maybe we'll add 5 or 10 years
Sure.
to their lives. And I see it as, it's not a tall order. It's not a pipe dream.
Yeah.
It's something that is not only achievable, but attainable. And I believe we can do it.
And so I know that over the past couple of years, you've had this thing called the Water Walk as, I believe, your main fundraiser, and also maybe a way to spread the word about what you're doing.
That's true.
And so the Water Walk, I know when I look at the Water Walk, I just think there's a lot of beautiful people who get together at Greeley Park and pick up an orange bucket donated by Home Depot.
That's right.
And they fill it up with water, and they walk all the way down to City Hall and all the way back, and that sort of symbolizes the effort associated with getting water today, unless there's some other option. And so what other options are you trying to make available in your village?
We offer scholarships to
Okay.
students, to kids to go to college.
Yeah.
That's in addition to the water.
Yeah.
We believe, first of all, the water is going to impact their life expectancy.
Absolutely.
Basic.
You dug a well, didn't you?
We've dug 2 functioning wells. We have the 3rd one going on right now.
Both in your village or in...
Actually, what happened was the first 2, because I wanted to make sure that it was going to work.
Yeah.
So I did them in my village so that if it packs up, if I did it in my wife's village and if it packs up, my call for my
Oh,
village.
I get it
You
here.
get it.
So these are marital complexities as
So-
well. You don't want to screw up your wife's village.
I couldn't afford to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They ostracized me.
Yeah.
I'll be ostracized from my wife's village. So
that would be
when
bad.
I did
Yeah.
it too and it was working,
Yeah.
then now we moved to my wife's village.
How deep do you have to go for water in Nigeria? How deep do you have to
It's
dig
like-
wells?
Okay, it's like drilling for oil. The last one we went down 750 feet
Okay.
because it's not just a regular well, it's a community
Yeah.
water borehole.
So it's got to be a pretty big quantity.
Exactly. And we go beyond the earth strata so that
Yeah.
the water comes out that doesn't need any purification at all.
So it's clean straight out of the tap.
Spring, straight out. All they need, take it, drink it. I drank it when I went.
Your villager neighbors must just view this as like a miraculous thing if you've spent your whole life like not being able to take water for granted.
That's exactly the word they used. They
It's a miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle. They couldn't have, because they never saw it coming. Nobody had ever done anything
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
And this is like what governments are supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they see their son come down and dig a well. They thought it was a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there
Yeah.
with a T-shirt and a jeans and commissioned it, came back, and it's working. I spoke to them over Easter,
Yeah.
and they were still thanking me that it's functioning at an optimal level.
That's amazing. Yeah. So the miracle is not the well, Charles. The miracle is you.
No.
No, the miracle is the effort, the idea that we can make a difference.
It
The idea that we can get together and make a difference.
Honestly, it makes me really feel uncomfortable if anybody attributes this to me.
Well-
Because I know at the end of the day, for instance, you, Mike, you've been part of this. You've encouraged me. You've motivated me.
No, you no.
Everybody. So why
Come
should
on,
I
you
take-
no.
why should I take
You're
credit?
the one that's a motivator, man. Because I can tell you, when Charles O'Corey looks you in the eye and says, "Mike," or whatever your name is, "I need your help," there's no way to say no to you. I just know that from personal experience. So your wife's village has a well now too?
My wife's village, we just finished the first phase.
Yeah?
So we got stuck
Okay.
because of money.
Okay.
The pandemic threw us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We couldn't do our water work last year. I promised them that I was going to commission it last Christmas.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, we are shooting to see if we can raise the money to finish it this year, this
Yeah.
Christmas, so that I can go and commission that one in my wife's village. If we have more money, I would like to do 2 for them this year, just to make up for the lost year.
Sure, absolutely. So you need what do you need from the community? What can we do for you, Charles, to make this happen?
What we need, basically, each well costs us $35,000. Right now, we are short $15,000 on the first well in my wife's village. So if we can raise 15 plus 35, that's 50 between now and Christmas, then I'll take a deep
breath and
Right.
dig a deep well.
well.
And the idea is to do that this year through the water walk, I presume, and other ways as well.
Other ways as well.
Okay.
We've tried to raise money through Facebook.
Sure.
We talked to Instagram,
Yeah.
all the social media.
Yeah.
But basically, what we need is an avenue to get the word out.
Yeah.
Tell everybody. Even school kids can drop $1.
Yeah.
I know it's a game of numbers. If we can get 10,000 people and they drop $2 each, it's $20K.
Yeah, that's right.
It's as simple as that.
That's absolutely right.
So we are trying to get numbers, just spread the word, tell everybody what we are doing, that it is not about us, it's not about Charles, it's not about any individual, it's about our collective humanity.
So I'm going to tell you what I love about your project, Charles, and what I love about the Thank You Project in general is that most of the nonprofits that I talk with in our community are focused on the needs of our community. This is a nonprofit which focuses on the needs of the world, a different place in the world where there is something which is taken for granted here, but very much in need there. But we can make a difference locally, and we have to go because I'm out of time.
Thank you.
But I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Charles O'Corey from the Thank You Project. Just go online and Google it, Thank You Project. And if you forget all of that, call me at United Way, and I'll connect you to Charles, and we're going to find out what we can do to help bring clean water to some of our fellow travelers in Nigeria. Thank you for coming on, Charles.
All right. Thank you, Mike.